What's going on, guys? Matt Deegs here with another video. Appreciate you guys for dropping by. And we have week 12 hard stratagem, how to beat video right here and now. So if you have not beaten week 12 stratagem on hard, this is the video for you, okay? So the battlefield conditions are Avenger. So last brother standing temporarily gains a significant increase to attack and defense. Then we have Shadow of the Warp. So squad members can only see 30 meters in front of them. The rest is covered in darkness. And then we have that damn Lictor back, guys, with Hunted. An unkillable Lictor constantly pursues you, dealing enough damage, scares it away for a brief time. Now, I noticed a couple things before we get into like what class and what perks and what all that good stuff. I found that with the Hunted, guys, the unkillable Lictor, it feels, I don't know if there's any specific data on it, but it feels like it took a lot longer to kill and to get off our butts than last time, because this is, guys, a carbon copy of, I believe it's week 1 or week 2. A hard stratagem or weekly stratagem, so keep that in mind, guys. So we did play this one before, but guys, let's get into exactly what class I use to beat this, what class and weapons I recommend, and then we're also going to go into some gameplay on exactly some certain areas that will help you beat this mission a lot faster, okay? Because there are certain areas that you can fast track to that will help you just avoid a whole lot of headache, okay? If that's something you're interested in, guys, sit back, enjoy. Don't forget to like, subscribe, all that good stuff, and let's start this video. Now, as for which class I chose, I love the Vanguard class, and the primary weapon I chose was the Melta rifle with the honorific relic bolt pistol, so the triple shot, and we have the chainsaw, the fencing variant. Okay. Then, as for the perk tree, guys, I will show you this quickly. So for the perk tree, we have Unmatched Seal as my team perk, and another very important perk is my signature perk. What help me farm Majoris kills, okay? So we have Adrenaline Rush as my signature perk. Keep in mind, guys, if you are using this build, I highly recommend popping consecutive execution off. So killing 7 enemies in rapid succession restores equipment charge by 1. This is going to come in handy if you don't have a tactical with secure stockpile on. So popping that on if you're running a Vanguard is very important. And again, the reason I chose Unmatched Seal and Adrenaline Rush for my signature and team perk is just the healing ability. Again, melee kills for Majoris level or higher, restoring 5% comes in handy. You can just farm those Majoris kills, stack that up with Unmatched Seal, guys, and it's a great combination for almost like free med kits, okay? Obviously not as good, but getting 30% on an extremist kill is amazing, okay? Again, pair that with, you know, a little 5% here, 5% there for every Majoris kill. It adds up, guys, and I'm telling you, it's come in handy, and it came in handy in this specific mission, okay? With that being said, guys, let's move on. Now, you have to remember, if you remember the battlefield conditions, there's no specific disadvantage or advantage for using any specific class. So there's no advantage to using the Vanguard class. I just simply like this class the best, in my opinion. It's my favorite class. I like the mobility of it. I love the weapons. So for me, I chose the Vanguard. If you prefer bulwark, if you're a sniper main, if you're heavy assault tactical, it doesn't really matter, guys. Use your build that you're comfortable with, that you enjoy playing, and that you play the best with, and go in with that, okay? Because you want to be at your very best for this mission, okay? So honestly, I can't really talk too much about what class to use, what perks to use, what weapons to use, because honestly, guys, they're all good. There's no disadvantage. Again, like I said, there's no disadvantage or advantage to using any specific perk or weapon or class. So go in, again, what you're most comfortable with. What there is a disadvantage and advantage with is how you play the map. And what I mean by that is this map, Inferno, has many areas that if you get to the end of a specific area, whether it's a door that closes on you, or some greenery that comes up and shrouds you and blocks out the enemies behind you, or an elevator shaft, this map has many of them, okay? So it will help you in so many different situations avoid all the enemies behind you, okay? So I will show you gameplay. Again, there's no point in focusing much on what class to use, what weapons to use, because it really doesn't matter. There's no disadvantage or advantage to using any particular or any specific weapon or class or perk. So there's no point in wasting my time on that. I don't want to waste your time. So go in with what you feel most comfortable with. But with that being said, guys, let's hop into the actual operation or the stratagem, and I'll show you exactly where I recommend to fast track to make your life a whole lot easier. Now, keep in mind, guys, as you can see, I did beat this operation, and again, it was not easy. I don't what I'm about to show you, I'm going to be running in operations. So where's the Inferno here? Right here. So I'll be running in a simple operations mode just to show you the specific areas. So again, you're not going to see the shroud of darkness in the background, and you're not going to see that unkillable lictor. So just keep in mind, I'm showing you via operations, not stratagems, okay? I don't want to run stratagems again. It was way too hard, and I don't want to do that again. All right, guys, so we're in some gameplay here, and again, this is not the stratagem. I'm not going to play that stratagem again. First off, it's just too hard to commentary through it. I'm playing it with real people, so they may not follow me to certain checkpoints, and I want to show you guys all the secrets and tips with this map. Again, guys, these tips will transfer over to the stratagem. Just keep in mind, the only difference is going to be way harder because there's going to be more enemies, more aggressive enemies, more Majoras, all that. Also, you're going to have you're only going to be able to see 30 meters ahead of you. Everything else will be dark. And lastly, guys, you're going to have an unkillable lictor following you around. Okay. So with that being said, guys, let's get into it. I will kind of fast forward and give you commentary where it's important. Just keep in mind, guys, that this initial area, there's really nowhere. There's the end. The end of the map doesn't get you like a safe to a safe spot. So really, ultimately, you have to fight everybody. That's the unfortunate thing with this first area, this first spot. So again, guys, take your time, take out one enemy at a time, play your defense, play your offense right. And then I will come in. I won't show you every single part of this map, so I'll kind of cut to the next important area. Okay, guys? Okay, guys, I kind of interjected here. I want to put a little tip here. So oftentimes, again, we don't have a terminus level threat on this operation here, but again, this is the same operation. For this week's hard stratagem, you're going to get a terminus level enemy here. It's almost guaranteed. More often than not, you're probably going to see a Neurothrope, so just keep that in mind, guys. If you get a Carnifex here, you're really lucky. The run that I used, or the run that I beat the stratagem with was I encountered 2 Terminus, so keep that in mind. We had a Neurothrope here, and we had a Carnifex later on. So just keep in mind, guys, there will be a Terminus level threat here, and I recommend, guys, bring the fight to this area here, where I am right now. Bring the fight here. You have natural tree cover, and you have just a little more area to run around and to try and you get to safety if you need it. Okay. In that other area back there behind the bridge, it's a complete disaster. There's dead ends everywhere, so you're gonna be cornered more than likely, and you're gonna end up dying. So again, guys, try to bring the fight to this open area here. Again, keep in mind, guys, when you get to the end, I'll kind of walk there with you guys right now. When you get to the end to go into the Cadian base, or the base for the guardsmen, where you end up having to find those codes. The Terminus level threat and all the enemies will follow you here, right? So again, this is not one of those areas that you can just, if you get to the end, you can bypass everything. This is not one of those areas, okay, guys? So take your time, fight everybody, and get here safely. All right, guys, so for this area, you have to find the codes. Now, this is one of those areas that if you get to that end point and you get the codes and you get to the end point over there, a natural barrier is going to come up, and you can bypass all these enemies. Okay, so again, I will try to get those codes as fast as I can, and I'll show you exactly how that works. Okay. All right, guys. So once you get the codes, you saw I just got the codes. Don't forget to grab some ammo on the way out. And then once you get the codes, head over to this part of the map. Try to get everyone there because that's going to be the only way for that natural barrier to pop up. Again, everyone needs to be there. A couple stragglers will come in if they're following your teammates or yourself, but don't worry, you can kill them quick. This is where you can kind of regroup. If there's a downed teammate, you can kind of wait it out the time for them to come back and kind of just figure out the next step, because the next area, the next part of the map has a very similar spot to this where if you get to the end, you can bypass everybody, okay? Okay, so just like the previous area, this area here, guys, if you get to the end, if you get to the doors, the gates will close. The doors will close, okay? So again, not all the time, not every time the teammate is going to join you or your teammates are going to join you. So you're going to get unlucky at points. You know, you can say it until you're blue in the face, but if they don't want to join you or they just don't hear you or they just don't give a shit, you know, you're going to be kind of in a dead zone there. So, with your back against the wall and a bunch of, you know, enemies around you. So make sure you guys are all on the same page, because once you get to that area, which you're about to see soon, the doors will close, everyone's going to be safe, all these enemies behind you are going to be not your problem anymore, okay? Unless there's a Terminus. If there is a Terminus level enemy, a Neurothrope, Carnifex, whatever, unfortunately you have to beat them before those doors will close. And actually, guys, there's nothing worse than being by those doors and having a Carnifex or a Neurothrope there. So again, if there is one, stay behind. Try to beat them in a wider, more playable area, not here. But if there isn't, again, rush to this gate, rush to this door. Make sure your teammates are with you, because that's the only way for this door to close. Don't forget to hit that ammo or weapon drop pod, and then you're good to go to the next area. So with this area here, obviously there's no way to speed run this. You know, whenever there's a generator that needs to be, protected, make sure you protect it. If you want to speed run this, you just want to beat it, make sure you just rush to this terminal, you click it, and, you know, start the timer, okay? But again, we are at the mercy of the timer, so there's really nothing you can do here to speed this up. So once the timer has been completed, what I do recommend is that those gates over there will open. So rush to those gates. Again, these gates will open by the time you get there, and once everyone is in, the gates will close. There will always be some stragglers left behind, even when the timer is complete. Leave them behind. There's no need. Again, if your goal is to beat this hard stratagem, then you just want to avoid as many enemies as possible, okay? Because they are not easy to beat, this stratagem. They come with extreme aggression, okay? So again, get to the end, bypass everyone. Okay, as for this area, this is another area that if you get to the end, you can bypass a lot of enemies. However, if there's a Terminus level threat that pops up, like it did here, I got a Neurothrope, unfortunately, you cannot bypass them, okay? You're gonna have to fight it out, okay? So I'll leave this gameplay up of the Terminus battle if you're interested. Otherwise, just fast forward to the next area. All right, so that guy's down, and once that guy's down, again, head over to the elevator shaft, and you'll be good to go. If there is no terminus level enemy, then you're golden. Just rush there, get to the elevator shaft. The gates will close behind you, as you'll see in a second, and you'll leave all the enemies behind, okay? So clutch area right here. This is the great thing about terminus, this map. There's so many areas where you can bypass enemies. All right, and this area here, there is no specific way to bypass the enemies. You're going to have to fight them out. Even if you do rush to the end of the stairs, the bottom of the stairs, and open up that last area, you're going to have to fight everybody. They're just going to follow you, okay? So again, hopefully this guide helped you. Appreciate you guys for watching. Let me know in the comments down below if you beat this stratagem. And guys, good luck. I'll see you in the next video.